Hey guys, VPN here, and in today's video we're taking a look at a gaming headset. This is the Audeze Penrose wireless planar magnetic headphones that work with almost everything. We're talking about the Xbox, the PlayStation, the iPad, Mac, iPhone, Android, you name it, it works. Fantastic sounding headphones. We're going to do an EBP man style audio test, call quality test, chat test to see how much these actually cancel out. So let's get right to it. Now, as you take a look at everything that comes with this package, it's pretty impressive. First of all, you're looking at Audeze, and this is unique to their line, planar magnetic 100mm drivers. You also have broadcast quality mic, and I have to give you a spoiler. These things are amazing when it comes to chat quality. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And the amount of what it cancels out is incredible. So you have to watch that test. It's pretty impressive. You also then have 2.4 gigahertz low latency wireless. So when you connect this to any of your devices, especially if you're using the dongle, you're going to have great latency free experiences. Now you can use Bluetooth connections as well. It does support that as well, but it's not going to give you that latency free solution, which we'll talk about. It's Windows 10 compatible, and this comes in two versions. This is the X version, which means that this is designed for the Xbox, but they also have a version that's going to work with the PlayStation. So you have those two options there. One of the things that you can do is you can use the aux cable if you wanted to connect this to a PlayStation and use kind of like the aux cable to do that. But this one is specifically designed for the Xbox. Now in the box, you're going to receive your Audeze X, and it comes with a mic. This mic is a detachable mic, so when it came in the box, it was like separate, no mic connected, so I just connected it right there. You do have a dongle, and this is your 2.4 gigahertz dongle that has a little switch here that allows you to switch between PC and Xbox, right? So it has a little toggle right there that you'll be able to flip one way or the other. Now, the other thing that you have here is you have USB-C cable, USB-A to USB-C, an aux cable. Now, for those of you who are maybe wondering, hey, what do I do if my PC does not have USB-A? It's a USB-C, especially if like you're using a Mac. Well, what I have here is this little dongle that you can see here, and I was using this dongle by just simply plugging it in, just like this, into the dongle right there, and I was able to use this on my MacBook Pro. So all you need is this dongle and you're set to go. Now as we take a closer look at the headphones, they're incredibly comfortable. You have memory foam here at the very top. You do have the ability to adjust on each side. You have a left and right indicator. As you look at the controls here, you'll notice that you have a multi-function button, your headphone jack, USB-C connector. You have individual mic and headphone volume, which is great. You have here your headphone jack, or actually your aux jack, right? That's the aux out. Here you have your power button, and this also serves as a multifunction button too. This multifunction button is going to give you the ability to switch from Bluetooth to the actual dongle connection. And on this side, depending on how many times you press it, it will go into pairing and other functions. You do have your mute switch, a physical mute switch as well, right? They're very comfortable to wear, and I would say I personally haven't had overheating with these, so I've been really happy with it. Now, one other piece, and before we put these on, you have this mic. And this mic connects here really easily, right? So I'm going to connect it in place. And as I put these on, let me make sure I got them right. This is what they would look like. Now, anytime you're going to wear headphones that have a mic, you know, rule of thumb is 2 fingers. You put your 2 fingers here, and you put it right here, right? That's going to be your 2-finger spot. And this should be adequate enough for someone to hear you without even yelling, right? This is going to give you a good feel. Now, if I turn to the right and I turn to the left, this is what they look like. I personally haven't heard or felt, haven't felt overheating using them. I find them they're very comfortable to wear. I don't really feel a lot of vicing, and they are flexible. So you can see they do flex really nicely. And then you can adjust these also really nicely too. Now, the one thing that these don't have is that they don't have active noise canceling. So that's something to be aware of. So when you're snapping around, I can hear my fingers snapping without a problem. When I'm listening to music or I'm gaming, though, it's loud enough where everything gets drowned out, right? But once again, these are for Xbox. These are for gaming. I would put these more in the home use category. These are not the type of headphones that I would be using on a plane. They wouldn't be ones that I would use walking on the street, even though you can, because they have the Bluetooth connection. But at the same time, you'd be walking out with a mic like this. If you take this off, there's no mic anywhere else, unlike some of the other ones that are designed for walking out like. So again, just be mindful of that you can use them outside, but you have something like this. Now the other thing that I'll highlight as we go back to the headphones here is that there's no packaging, even though they fold down like this. So I'm going to move them over. They fold down like this, so it makes them easy to carry in your backpack or in a briefcase, you know, based on how they fold like this. They still don't collapse really far down. And if I put them this way, you'll notice that they do take up a lot of space, and I'd be concerned carrying them in my backpack. So again, I'd say that these are really going to be for home use, for your PlayStation or Xbox use, and they're going to do really well when it comes to chatting. Now from an audio perspective, bass, mids, and highs are present. You have good music separation, and you're going to be able to hear in the audio test how they sound. So you'll be able to hear the overall experience that I had, and I actually enjoyed them. They don't have active noise canceling, so if things are loud around you, that's going to pick up. The loudness, though, as you're listening to music, does drown out everything that's going on around you. From a gaming perspective, they game well. But for me, one of the things that are really stellar was the mic quality. The mic quality is absolutely stupendous, and you're going to see that in our test as well.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone.
Now we're doing a chat and call quality test of the Audeze Penrose X in a quiet environment. If you take a look at the decibel readings, anywhere between 22 and 25 decibels in noise. Let's go to switch. Now this is what the Audeze Penrose X sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Next, we're going to add some wind to this environment. Now we're doing a chat or call with the Audeze Penrose X, but this time with wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're continuing our test with the Audeze Penrose X, but this time with the face mask on. So if you're curious as to how they sound with the face mask on, this is how they sound. Now we're in a much noisier environment with the Audeze Penrose X, and as you can see by our decibel readings, we're seeing anywhere from 40 all the way up to 80 decibels in noise. What we're going to be doing is we're going to switch to the Audeze. We're going to stay quiet to see how much the mic is canceling, and then we'll continue with this audio test. Let's go ahead and switch. Now this is what the Audeze Penrose X sound like in a noisy environment. This is what they sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is the test. Now we're testing out the Audeze Penrose X, but this time with a child crying in the background. This is our test. 1, 2, 3. This is the test. We're continuing our test of the Audeze Penrose X, but this time with a dog barking in the background. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is the test. Now we're testing out the Audeze Penrose X, but this time with a doorbell ringing in the background. This is the test of the Audeze with a doorbell that was ringing in the background. Now, you guys caught me laughing there for a second because as I was watching the monitor and how much is being canceled, I think these things are performing amazingly well. They're super cool. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Audeze Penrose X for the Xbox. See you in the next one.